Hello, Stitchy friends. How are you all doing today? Today is Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. This is Flosstube number 72. My name is Andrew, and this is my dog Winston, and you stumbled upon the Runner Stitcher. This is my channel where I talk mostly about cross stitch, a little bit about running, and yeah, kind of what's going on in my life as well. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy what you see. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to spend a little bit of time with me, and yeah, just enjoy this hobby together. It's been really great. I absolutely love sharing all of this with you and interacting with you in the comments. It's all really good. So thank you so much for coming back and spending some time with me. I did want to say a quick shout out to a few people who took advantage of the Buy Me a Coffee link last week. We had Kim, Julie, Jen, Carrie, and Catherine. Thank you all so much. That was very kind of you, and I really do appreciate it. The support means a lot to me, and yeah, thank you so much for taking advantage of that. So I really appreciate it. I also, as far as a little bit of news goes, this episode actually is my 2-year anniversary on a Flosstube. So I uploaded my first Flosstube video. I think it was actually the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, like it is now, and 2 years ago. I had no idea where this channel would go, and it has been so exciting to just have that connection with you for 2 years and really build this community that we're all about and be a part of it. I can't believe I've been doing it for 2 years. I really didn't know how many videos I would record or how long I would continue doing it, but I've just really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed sharing the hobby with you and talking with you, communicating with you, seeing all the beautiful things on Flosstube, and it's just been amazing. So I'm really grateful for 2 years and that you're all still here to come back and see me still talk about stitching. So that's really awesome. So along the lines of those two years on Flosstube, I also wanted to make an announcement about the channel, and that is that I am going to be starting a Patreon membership. I'm super excited about this. I've been thinking a while about how I can take this channel to the next level and be able to offer more content, more videos, maybe some live streams, all of that kind of thing. And now seems like the great time. You know, I'm in a very big transition period of my life, and it seems like now is the good time to try this out and see if we can build a community over there on Patreon as well. So I will be sending out a video, or I'll be posting a video here in the next couple of days detailing further the membership tiers, what I'll be offering, all of the details about it. So stay tuned for that video, and there'll be a link in there that you can go to the actual Patreon page and check it out and see for yourself if you'd like to join the community there. But I am really excited. There's options for you all to be posting and communicating in little chat rooms, and I'll be able to see the whips that you're working on. I'll be able to see the finishes that you have, and that will be a lot of fun. I think we'll really build a nice community there on that space and interact in a different way. Plus, I'll be able to record more videos and content for you of just what's kind of going on in my stitchy world. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited for the different tiers that I've got lined up, and I hope you are too. I know that you guys have been such a support to me over the last several months and really the last 2 years, and this is a way for me to sort of build that support even more and to kind of allow the community to take place in that Patreon page, which I'm really happy about. So yeah, I hope you'll check it out and enjoy it. I do want to say that nothing will be changing with my Flosstube channel. So all of the videos, the Flosstube videos that I usually post here, including Flossmas and Flosstube extras, all of that will still be posted on the channel here. The Patreon page will be more for if you're interested in, 1, just supporting the channel financially, or 2, if you're interested in kind of joining the community and really interacting with other stitchers in a different type of way than we can here on YouTube. I think Patreon has some really great options for that, and I am excited. So I hope you'll check it out. For those of you not familiar with Patreon, let me know if you'd like a little introduction video about the page itself. It basically is a social media website where you can interact with other people, you can make comments in the chat rooms, and you can see posts and videos that I will have content for on my page. But yeah, I'm really excited to give this a chance, and we'll see where it goes. Obviously, it might change in the future as we go through things, but I'm excited, and I hope you will be too. And real quick, before we jump into the stitching, I did want to just mention running a little bit. I think last week on the video, I totally neglected running. I didn't even talk about it at all. Partially that's because I'm not actually training for anything at the moment, but I have still been running. I've still been getting out there and trying to do at least, 5 miles multiple days a week. And over the weekend I did a 7-mile run, and last weekend I did a 10-mile run. So I am still getting out there, and this is kind of my favorite weather to run in, when it's a little cooler and I need to, bundle up a little bit, but then once you start running, you kind of warm up. And the leaves are still beautiful here. It still feels like fall. So I absolutely love that. And yeah, just wanted to let you all know that I am still running and just nothing in particular that I'm training for at the moment. So I'll keep you updated on that. Let's just jump into the stitching now. So since the last time I saw you, since last week, I was able to add in 3,056 stitches. I'm super happy with that. And I worked on 5 different projects. So I've got 5 whips to share with you this week. So we will go ahead and get started with temperature stitching. The first one was Treasury of Compassion. And here is what this looks like. This is a beautiful piece from Teresa Kogut with this really great prayer in the center of it. I absolutely love stitching on this, and it was called for 2 days. So I will put a video in here of where I was when I started the week. All right, here's my starting point for Treasury of Compassion. I'm going to just continue the center motif here, and I think I'll just keep working my way across the top as opposed to working down the page, but you'll see it now. And this week I was able to add in 260 stitches, and here is where I'm at now. So you can see that I added a little bit more here at the top border. I think I'm all the way across to the middle section. I think this is the very center of the chart, which is super exciting. So I added a few more stitches up in there, and then I filled in a few different words. So right now we have eternal mercy is inexhaustible. And I thought that was a pretty good saying as well. So eternal mercy is inexhaustible. I will continue working on the letters and filling in the rest of the prayer, but I had just a few stitches left to do, and I wanted to get in a few of those words. So this is stitched on a 36 count, unknown fabric, unknown dyer, unknown color, but I actually really like it. I said that before. It's really, really pleasant to work on. So yeah, this is my progress. I'm using the called for Valdani threads, which is, I think, Autumn Harvest is the name of them. And they've got this beautiful variegation that you can see. So this is all just one floss that is variegated. And yeah, really, really exciting. I'm really happy that I've got already like basically a quarter of the border done. So that makes it fun. It's really coming along. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing it too. And the final temperature piece that I worked on this week was Autumn is Most Joyful. This is from Lila Studio. Here's what this is going to look like. You've seen it a number of weeks now, so you know it. It's this amazing Quaker that I really, really enjoy working on. And this week I think I forgot to take a video of where I was when I started. So if I have a picture of where I was, I'll try to pop that up here. If not, you'll just see my progress. And this was called for 5 days. I actually added in 538 stitches, which puts me at 29.27%. Now, this is in the hoop still, so you have to forgive me. We won't really be able to see the full thing, but you kind of get a glimpse of where I'm at. And I was working on this section here. So I think I had this hat done, or at least in last time. And what I realized is from the hat, there was a path down to the turkey. And I know I mentioned wanting to work on that turkey a number of times already, and I really did. I really wanted to get to the turkey for Thanksgiving. And I managed it. So I added in these 2 little motifs here. I added in the end of autumn and this beautiful, beautiful flower. The color in that flower, I'm not sure if that's really coming across today, but I absolutely love that shade of, it's like an orange, like a pale orange almost. And then that got me right down to the turkey. Now the turkey does have a number of different colors in it. You can see the different browns and whites. But it really looks great. So I'm just getting started on that turkey. There's obviously a lot to go, but that's why I have these kind of dangling threads here. But I'm really excited because I think I will pull this out again, probably on Thanksgiving, and work more on the turkey. So we'll see in temperature stitching. We'll talk about more with plans for this, but that makes me super happy to have gotten to the turkey by Thanksgiving and to be working on it. So that is a lot of fun. that is Autumn Quaker. This is stitched on a 40 count Winter's Brew by R&R Reproductions, and I'm using the called for Vicky Clayton silk pack. And I just love it. Next up, we've got Saga. This is from Long Dog Samplers, and here is what this piece is going to look like. Again, I just completed the 3rd row of arches, so I am just getting started on the 4th row there, but love this piece so much. I will put a video in here of where I was when I started the week. All right, here's my starting point for Saga for the week. As you can see here, I've been working on this tiny little border that runs underneath the 3rd row of arches. And I think today what I'm gonna do is just continue this as far over as I can. So I don't know if I'll finish that all today, probably not, but that's what I'll be working on, and you will see it now. This week I was able to add in 552 stitches, putting me at 51.39%. So we are just continuing to roll right along on Saga. And here's the full piece. So this is stitched on a 36 count Vintage Country Mocha. I'm using the Silks For You PR207, 1 strand over 2 linen threads. And what did I work on this week? Well, it's gonna be a little hard to zoom in because what I did was I started over here. I think I had some of this like small thin border underneath the 3rd row of arches completed. And my goal was to get that all the way across. Well, you can see that I did complete that goal. So that small border lined up, everything went well, getting all the way across there. So that is done. And then I started jumping into the design on this first arch here. So nothing too exciting this week, but feels really good to have that border all the way across. It gives me kind of like a working point. So as I move across, I can check myself with that border, which is nice. And yeah, I did get a little bit of the side done, but nothing too exciting this week, but all things that need to be stitched, right? So this is my progress on Saga. The next piece I decided to pull out this week was Celtic Autumn. This is from Lavender and Lace. I'll put a picture up here of what mine is going to look like because I'm doing the conversion from Janet Granger's blog online, and it looks a little different than the cover photo. So that's what it's gonna look like. I will put a video in here of where I was when I started the week. Okay, here's my starting point for Celtic Autumn for the week. I decided to pull her back out because she just screams fall to me. And as we got closer to Thanksgiving, I don't know, something about this piece just drew me to her. So I am going to pick up back here on the dress where I was and keep working, but you will see how far I get now. And I only worked on this 2 nights, but I was able to add in 601 stitches. That puts me at approximately 34.9%. And here is where I'm at now. She's looking so pretty. So this is stitched on a 28 count hazelnut by XJew Designs. I'm using all the called for DMC and colors of the conversion and 2 strands over 2 linen threads. So she's gonna be a big one for sure. But let's zoom in a little bit and see what all I got done. So I did finish this motif here. There were some greens and some reds that were left over. Maybe even some of this bottom section hadn't been done there on that part. And the main thing I did was work in her dress here. So I was able to bring in so many of those beautiful greens, the whites, and then get over to the orange-red colors again in her dress. But that was a lot of fun. I've got a lot of work to do here on this side of the dress still, so I don't need to move the scroll rod quite yet. Oh, the other thing I did was I did backstitch her neck. I don't think I had that backstitched before. So, yeah. She's looking really fun. I pulled this out again because these colors for me just scream Thanksgiving. They just, this time of year, and yeah, I just wanted to work on her. So she was calling my name. I pulled her back out, and even though it was only 2 nights and I still was able to get a decent amount of progress, especially in the dress. I love it because there's the block stitching in there. Makes the stitching go a lot faster. But yeah, this is my Celtic Autumn. And the final piece I pulled out this week is even kind of a surprise to me because I didn't think I was going to work on it. But there was a day where I just needed something easy to stitch on, and this piece fit the bill that day. The piece I'm talking about is actually my other Whip Go goal for the month of November, and that is this stamped Lighthouse kit. That's what this came in and what it looks like. I purchased this before I really knew much about the cross stitch world. I don't know that this is legit kit, and I probably would not purchase it again if I knew, but I've already got it started and I'm just gonna keep going with it, and it is what it is. Yeah, we'll keep moving forward, but this is Lighthouse. This was my November goal, was to get 1,300 stitches for Whip Go. So I pulled this out not really knowing how far I'd get, but I did get a decent chunk done. So I'll put a video in here of where I was when I started the week. Okay, so this one might be a little hard to see the beginning and ending picture, but you can see all the stitches I've done up here, north of this section, the top of the lighthouse, and I'm gonna continue working on this house right here, and then I'll work my way down into this crazy section here. We'll see how far I get. And I was able to add 1,105 stitches on this piece this week. That is awesome. Even if I don't meet the Whip Go goal in the next couple of days by the end of November, I'm still super happy with that progress that I actually did put into the piece. So let's go ahead and show it here. I know it's a little harder to see because it's a stamp kit, so it doesn't always look the best on camera. But what I worked on this time was I finished this house right here at the base of the lighthouse, or this little kind of shed. And then I started working on this section down below, which all of that, as you can see, is full coverage. You know, there's no gaps in here. So I started working it again in the diagonal method that I love. And I think that made it even more enjoyable for me. So I brought the diagonal down here and got into some of these beautiful like pinks and purple flowers. And then I came over here and did the next diagonal down, and that brought me into even more of these beautiful pinks and the flowers here, as well as some of the dirt from the ground there under the lighthouse. So I actually think it's looking really, really good. And honestly, this was a nice version of full coverage. You know, in my supersized Heaven and Earth Designs piece that I have, the Marvelous Circus, that has so much confetti and color change because it's supersized and max colors. But this version of full coverage, it's nice because I was working with maybe 4 or 5 different colors in a section, but it wasn't like I was switching colors all the time. Winston's okay. He doesn't like the dangling threads. But yeah, so this was like a more manageable version of a full coverage for me. And again, sorry about all these threads that are hanging. You know, I'm still working through this, and that's why they're parked there. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I also did all of the back stitching on the house here, so that kind of makes it stand out a little bit more. And I did some of the back stitching here in the lighthouse as well. So there's some of these stitches, back stitching that goes up here into the windows. I'm not fully done the back stitching in the house because I think there's a few more colors that go in the window here. And there's also a few colors in the lighthouse that I haven't done, but at least I got started on the back stitching because there is a lot of it. The other cool thing about this kit that I realized is in this flower section right up here, there's going to be a lot of French knots. And I think that's going to look really cool to have a little bit of dimension in the flowers there as well with those French knots. There's also more down here somewhere, I think, too. So lots of French knots, lots of back stitching. Yeah, nice block stitching in the clouds up here, but then down here, it's really full coverage stitching. So, but it's so much easier because it's printed, the pattern is printed right here. So I don't have to look at a pattern and I don't have to mark anything off on Markup RxP or anything. I can just kind of keep going and know where I'm at. And that was really, really nice. So yeah, happy to have made some progress on this one. I do think this will continue coming out. If I've only got 200 stitches left to go in my Whip Go goal, I think I will try to complete it by the end of November. So that shouldn't take me too long to get those stitches in. And that's all my stitching for the week. So I hope you enjoyed the update on those projects. As far as plans go, I'm going to continue with temperature stitching. So I will pop a picture up here of the new chart. What got called this week for the new chart is 1 day for Treasury of Compassion, 2 days for Christmas Courier Blitzen, and 4 days, believe it or not, for Autumn is Joyful. Now, it only needed 1 more day to complete the goal of 1,000 stitches for that category. I will continue to give it the 4 days that it's called for this week because I really want to get to the end of the turkey. So I'm going to put 400 stitches into that, and I think that will cover the turkey for sure. But what that means is it's time for a new Witch Whip. So I'm going to insert a clip here of me choosing the 2 options for you to pick from. It's time for Witch Whip, which is super exciting. This week, the Autumn Quaker, Autumn Mrs. Joyful, will finish its goal, so it's time to replace that piece, and that means that you get to choose from 2 of my projects. So I've got a tiny decisions wheel here with all of my current whips on it, and I'm going to spin the wheel twice, so we're going to know what our options are, and then I'm going to have you vote for them. So let's go ahead and spin. The first choice here is Bee Queen. Okay, that's fun. And let's spin one more time and see what the second choice is going to be. So we've got Bee Queen or Beyonce. That is so funny. That's really funny because when WhipGo happened last year, Beyonce was called, but I switched it for the Bee Queen instead of Queen Bee. So now you have to choose between the 2. So those are the options. I will show them to you now. And as you just saw, the results were very funny to me. The 2 pieces that sort of had a duel, if you will, earlier in the year. But the first one here is the Bee Queen. This is from Tiny Modernist. And here's how far I am on this one. She's looking so good. So the last time I worked on her, I was working so much down here in her dress. And that's what I would probably continue on if she came back out. So that is exciting. If you want to see a complete version of this, I know Sarah from So Me Sarah, she just finished this not too long ago on her channel. She was showing it and it looks absolutely beautiful. So yeah, so this is option number 1. And if you want to vote for this one, please use the word B, B-E-E, to vote. And that's the first option for Which Whip. The second option was my Beyonce piece. And Beyonce is Queen Bee. But here is where I am on that one. This is a full coverage piece from Tilton Crafts, and I started in the very center of the piece to make sure that it would fit on this piece of fabric. I don't know how much I'm going to stitch of the outer border because there's a lot of like black on the outside of the picture, but that's where I am now. So if you would like to see this piece worked on, use the word Beyonce, B-E-Y-O-N-C-E. And I will tally up the votes and we'll see what you guys would prefer. Some extra work on Beyonce or some extra work on the Bee Queen. Let me know. As I mentioned last week, I am planning on doing Flossmas again this year in December, and I'm super excited for it. I was really happy to hear that some of you are too, that you enjoyed it last year and had fun with it, so I'm hoping to do the same. I did find out that the advent calendar that I thought I had, that was similar to last year with the small pieces, that advent calendar is actually only 1 design this year instead of 25 different designs. So I don't think I might still stitch that because it's a very small design, but I'm not going to stretch it out over 25 days. So what I'm debating now is starting a Carolyn Manning piece. It's called Jane's Holiday, I believe it's called. And it's basically a lot of little square motifs that form a big holiday piece. So I think I'm going to work on one of those each day. I'll try to put a picture up here of what the chart looks like. If you're interested in starting it or joining along, that would be awesome. But I thought that would be a fun way to add a little daily stitch into my schedule. So otherwise, I was really excited that a lot of you thought the Mr. and Mrs. Claus kit was cute and interesting, and I think that for sure I will be starting in December. So definitely stick around to see those Flossmas videos if you're interested. I also just wanted to mention that I did see Wicked. I saw the double feature last Thursday and I absolutely loved it. I was so happy to see the first one in the theater again, and it really just built up all the emotion and the anticipation of seeing the new one, and it didn't disappoint. I was really, really happy with it. I know I'm not going to say anything to give anything away, but just know that I really enjoyed it, and I think if you liked the first one, you also will like the new one as well. Otherwise, yeah, my week has been pretty busy, honestly, but a lot of it has just been dedicated to figuring out what I want to do next and what the next steps are for me now that I'm looking for a job. So it's time consuming. It takes up a lot of time, but I'm excited for the holidays. I'm excited for what's to come, and we'll just keep taking it one day at a time. That's all we can do, and stay positive, and look at the opportunities that are coming my way, which I'm excited for. And for me, definitely two of those ways to stay positive and find the joy in the day are through my stitching and also my running. So I am going to keep doing both of those things and sharing with you here. So I think that's all I've got for you today. Again, I'll be posting the video about my Patreon membership here in the next couple of days, so be sure to check that out and follow the link there if you're interested in joining the membership. And otherwise, keep running if you're a runner, always keep stitching, and be kind to whoever you meet on your journey. Bye for now, until the next stitch. Say bye. Can you say bye to the people? Oh yeah, bye.